Okay, welcome to a very grey Sunday. I think it's going to rain in a bit if I'm not careful. Anyway, what I thought I'd do today is hike up to the lookout and see what one of these rocket stoves do. You see them all over Amazon at the moment. They're usually about like $30, $35, somewhere around there. And it sounds really good. A rocket fuel. So basically what it is a twig stove, and it concentrates the fire, hence the rocket part. So I thought I'd bring one with me here. I just need to go up that bit and see if they're any good. So if you do like these videos, then please hit the subscribe and the like, and we'll do some more. So we've got loads of these little stoves, various different types. And what I want to do is give a complete review of the pluses and minuses of kind of every stove that I've got. And this is a no nonsense review. I'm not here to sell any products, but if you like them, there is a link down at the bottom should you want to buy one. Now, the first thing that's difficult with any twig stove is your environment. They're set up for a wooded environment. So if you're hiking in the woods, they're great because that's where you're going to get your twigs from. You're keeping up so far. The problem is when it's like this, or when it was like a couple of weeks ago when all this snow was falling, the actual ability to find good dry twigs diminishes. Whew, I'm climbing as well. So that's the beauty of a twig stove, is the fuel is all the way around you, and that kind of works. Plus there's something very very nice about having a fire as opposed to an artificial gas stove burner kind of thing. There's something quite primitive, warming, nice. Because the other thing, because you've got unlimited fuel with a twig stove, you can sit and have a fire afterwards. Nice little small contained fire. So the other thing you want to do when you have these stoves is just bring a couple of implements along for cutting wood, whether a folding saw, knife, little hatchet, anything you need just to make those twigs the right size. So as you're walking, all these little kindling sticks, you just kind of pick up and put in your pocket. Sweet. Be hailing again. Okay, so this is a little rocket stove that I brought with me. It's quite light, but the first thing is when you get it, is practice putting it together, because there's a lot of small parts to it, and it don't come with instructions, so you're relying on the picture on Amazon to put it back together. Bit of a disadvantage. You think to stick a piece of some decent instructions with it. But they are easy to put together. Once you've put it together a couple of times, you know how it goes. So, okay, let's put it together. So that's about the 5th time I've put this thing together, and I do find it quite awkward. There's a lot of parts that when you put it back or take it down, they get stuck. So you've got to continually try and fish them out. Yeah, so it does take a little bit of putting together. The other thing, it does need quite a flat base to sit on. Kind of same with every stove. I'm not really convinced that these do anything different or anything magical. I mean, this is facing the wind, so you think you get quite a good effect on it, but it's burning about the same as any other stove. And the size of it, the complexity of it, it's a simple little stove. One thing that is good with it, you can get a decent sized fire going in the bottom. A lot of these smaller stoves, you're limited by the height of the stove on how big your fire is going to be. So you end up with a little tiny fire and a small cooking area, because it's all about what we call BTUs. And it's an important thing to remember with any stove that you have. So basically, the better the stove, actually this is boiling so I can make my tea. So, what was I saying? Oh yes, the better the stove, the more efficient it is the more BTUs it puts in. BTU stands for British Thermal Units. You can call it anything you like. Call it flying monkeys if you want. But if the thing is, the more flying monkeys that you can get into your pan quicker by a hotter, more efficient burn, the quicker you're going to boil water, the quicker you're going to get your food on, get a cup of tea on, that kind of stuff. However, this stove, this little rocket stove, does work. It works perfectly well. It's affordable, packs up really small, and it's very, very light. I like this little stove. I think it's very good, but I know it does come with certain disadvantages which you can easily overcome. I find as well is this is quite thirsty, which it doesn't matter because it's a twig stove, but I've got through quite a fair bit of wood. I've probably got through twice as much, if not 3 times as much wood as I would with my other stoves. So take that as you will. But in a forested environment, the beauty of these twig stoves is you're never ever stuck for fuel. So you can burn as many twigs as you like. Now the other thing with this stove at the moment is I've let it burn down quite a lot. So I've just got embers in the bottom. It's smoking a lot, but this stove could go out. as I say, it is a no-nonsense review. Some of these things work really well, some need a bit of practice, and wherever you sit you're in the smoke. But fiddly-dee. Yeah, so if there's any if you've got any comments and you've got one of these and you found a way of using it better, then let me know. Love to hear from you, and I'd like to see if I can get more out of this stove. So, because it's not exactly rocketing. I think when you think rocket stove, you're going to get this kind of neat effect, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah. Oh well. I'll drink my tea. There's some great weather. It just can't make its mind up what it's going to do. But second day of spring, and there's no green about. Yeah. Why not? These things, by the way, they're called Cuxers, if you want to know what they are. Again, I'll put the link on the video if you want to buy one. And what they are, they're a Nordic cup. They're made out of wood. You buy all sorts of different designs. This is my favourite because it's a two-handled thing. And what the purpose of these are is whenever you've got a metal cup and you put tea in a metal cup, you always end up burning your lips if you're not careful. It takes an age for it to be cool enough. And you know, if you're moving quickly and you want a cup of tea quick on the move, you might be limited time-wise, that kind of stuff. These are a good addition. They don't weigh that much, but I can drink water straight out of the teapot into my cup, and it's also kind of it's got a nice feel to it. Drinking tea out of a wooden cup while hiking is just ace. So I like this. This is you kind of get very attached to these. Yeah. So I think at some point I'm going to carve myself one and make one from scratch. But that's another project added to the millions of them. So this thing now should be absolutely throwing fire out, because we're at that part of the burn where it's burning most of the shoots. But this is what I've got. Yeah. So you decide. But one thing I do like, I'm going to end with a positive, is the way that these sit on. That's pretty sturdy, that. And as I say, it's warm here. So if you're in a shelter and you've got this on, you're going to get quite a nice bit of heat out of that. So it's not just a stove, it's a heater as well. Yeah. Okay, another thing very quickly with this. Once your fire's finished, if you need to move, it's very difficult to get the fire out, because all these twigs, you'll stop in this, you'll stick in this bend here, and it's still very hot. You can't pick it up until it's cool. The other circular stoves, you can just knock them over and fires out. This thing is a little bit more of an exercise to get that fire out. Okay, finally, I think it's cold enough. Okay, I'm going to pack off and pack up. I'm not going to pack off. I'm going to pack up and go home. See you later.